Hi there. I am Jennifer Elizabeth Masters, and today I am talking to you about grounding. When we aren't grounded, we can feel scattered, we can be flighty, we have difficulty making decisions. I can relate. There was a time when I used to think that I needed to be out of my body to be closer to God. So I intentionally was flighty. I was out of my body most of the time. Of course, that was the thinking that I had, but the unconscious thing that was going on with me was, I don't want to be in this body. I felt afraid. I was afraid of myself. I was afraid of who I was. I had shame, I had guilt. You know, sexual molestation is one of the things that causes us disassociation, being out of our bodies. It causes fragmentation. Our soul is splintered. And so when we don't feel good about who we are, we tend to run away from ourselves. We'll be flighty, we'll be scattered. We do everything but live grounded in the body. And I would say probably back maybe 20, not quite 20 years ago, maybe 18 years ago, I took a course with a woman who, Shelley Negolo, and she talked about being rooted in your first couple of chakras. And I was like, what? I didn't get it. And so today what I want to talk to you about is activities that can ground you, foods that can ground you, drinks that can ground you. So what's the difference between being grounded and being not grounded? Well, when we're grounded, we are much more able to manifest. We are much more productive. We think more clearly, we can make decisions more easily. So let's just talk about a couple of things. So right now, I don't know if you can see, but I have a pot of soup on my stove. Hot liquids will help to ground you. It could be soup, it could be tea, but what is a really grounding thing is a root vegetable soup, and I'm half Ukrainian. And so in this pot of soup, I am making borscht. And borscht is made of root vegetables, onion, carrots cut in julienne strips. That's the long, thin strips. And one of my favorite vegetables, and my son loves to juice these. They're very good juiced. Beets will help to purify the blood. They are very nourishing. One of my favorite vegetables cooked, even juiced raw or in a soup. So I have put beets in my soup. And let's talk about some other things that are also a root vegetables, yams. But also red fruits and vegetables. So red grapes, red apples, tomatoes also are grounding. Ginger. Ginger is a root vegetable. I don't know, is it a vegetable or a fruit? I don't know. Does anybody know? So ginger is another one. Kombucha, fermented products. Now, there are lots of different things that you can have that are fermented. I also make homemade fermented cabbage. You know, you can take a red cabbage has more nutritional value in it than a green, but either one is great. You slice it up very thin and you layer it between cabbage, salt, and I only use Himalayan salt, and I don't know if I can reach it, maybe. So pink salt. Pink salt has 42 minerals in it. So I don't worry about eating too much of this. Pink salt is great for leg cramps. It's great for all kinds of things. So when I'm cooking, I always use Himalayan salt, or as the Tibetans call it, Himalaya. Okay. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. So the other reason for the grounding is it's very windy right now. And when it's windy outside, and I'm going to talk about the retrogrades in a minute. So when it's windy outside, you can feel very ungrounded. And now I want you to see, I don't know, can you see? Bare feet here. So walking on the ground barefoot, walking on the earth without shoes, putting your feet on the grass, and envisioning light coming through the top of your head all the way down, and grounding, making yourself rooted firmly on the earth. You envision yourself with roots growing out of your feet, grounding you deep into the center of the earth. And, two hands together. Here's another one. I'll see if I can do this without falling over. You'll see how grounded I am. Is this 1 foot up? I don't know. Can you see it? I'm not sure. 1 foot up here. So it's the stork. You can lift your foot up higher, but you are going to be grounding yourself with that 1 foot. It's balancing onto that 1 foot, and you are balancing yourself with roots deep into the center of the earth. Okay, so there's other things. So we talked about hot tea, so herbal teas, hot liquids, and if you are on a totally raw diet, here's the thing. We need to balance ourselves, and foods all have different qualities. And so you want some raw, some cooked. So there are a lot of raw vegetables that don't release the molecules are too big, and so if you only eat them raw, they don't release a lot of the nutrition within them, so you have to have a balance of cooked and raw. So also spices. The spices that are warm, curry, turmeric, ginger, cayenne. So warming spices are very grounding. And fruits, we talked about. I also want to talk to you about the different qualities of foods. So the foods that grow 3 feet above the ground, like sunflower seeds, they will help to raise your vibration. So if you are you're very grounded and you want to raise your vibration, you want to eat the things that grow 3 feet or taller above the ground. So what might that be? Well, think about the way foods grow. And I'm a country girl. I grew up with an uncle who had a farm in northern Ontario, and so corn grows up 3 feet above the ground. Wheat doesn't anymore in this country, but it used to. But there are lots of things that avocados will help to raise your vibration. They grow up above the ground, right? Oranges, grapefruits, those types of things. The grounding vegetables are the ones that grow under the ground, and those are carrots, potatoes, let me just think, ginger, beets, turnips, rutabagas. All of those things are root vegetables. And so you could make a stew with all those vegetables together. It would be gloriously grounding. So those things would help you. And now during the retrogrades, and I really appreciate you mentioning that, thank you. They don't bother me anymore. However, for those of you that are affected by retrogrades, it can be a time where you get irritated more easily. Anger is coming up. And so if somebody cuts you off on the road, you may want to just make sure before you get behind the wheel, say a little prayer. I always do. I ask for protection before I get in my car. And I am focusing on being in my body so that I am grounded behind the wheel. And if somebody cuts us off, it's, well, they must have a desire to be there before me. They must be in a bigger hurry than me. God bless them. And here's the other thing. Blessing your food before you eat it. I bless this food to the highest use, and I ask to be truly grateful. That's one of my favorite prayers. And so the walking gently on the earth, you want to ground yourself. When you're meditating, instead of going up and out of your body, you want to make sure you are grounded within you, in your heart. You can focus your attention on the third eye when you meditate. You can have your hands together or do the Gyan Mudra. I like to bring my hands together in a circular in front of my belly. That's what I like to do. I usually start with my hands together. But grounding ourselves, excuse me, is a phenomenal practice. We're much more able to make decisions, help our clients from a higher place, and also more able to receive information. I am Jennifer Elizabeth Masters. I hope this helped. So remember, kombucha, oats, that's another thing, and nuts. I didn't mention nuts, but there's all types of nuts. Brazil nuts have selenium in them, and I'll show you these. Brazil nuts help you sleep. I eat them before bed. So Brazil nuts are loaded with selenium. Sunflowers, pecans, walnuts, let's see what else, almonds. So eating raw almonds. I don't recommend almonds for men. They help increase estrogen in the body. So if you eat almonds as men, I would just keep it to a minimum. And remember, ground yourself in your body. Be thankful for being alive, having this healthy body, and of course, for having the ability to spread the joy that you have to everyone else in the world. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. And if you've enjoyed this, I hope you'll share it with your friends. Thank you so much. Remember, stay grounded, stay healthy. I gotta go let my cat out. I love you so much. Mwah! Thanks for watching.